and sovereignty, because sovereignty has been with us for as long as we've had political communities. According to political philosophers, they come out of the so-called state of nature, which of course is a heuristic. I mean, the leftists, online leftists, can gaslight us. Woke tried to do this the other day. We started screaming at each other because they want to separate political Zionism from religious Zionism, from cultural Zionism. I'll go ahead and mute up. God bless you. God bless you. From woke Zionism. The point is, the parameters, the basics are the same, just like in democracy. Democracy can take several shapes, right? But consent of the government is at the core of it. You can't have democracy without consent of the government. That's it. You can't have Zionism without three things. It has a basic definition, but its methodologies, its aims, and its ends can be different. Now, I said in the chat that it goes back to the Torah, and this person laughed at me. Why don't we ask a black rabbi? Why don't we get El Normo in here and others ask? I've read on this extensively. Of course, Zionists trace back their Zionism to the Torah. It does not begin where everybody here begins. Theodore Hertz is like a bunch of black people learning about Theodore for the first time. Oh, I know all about Zionism because I've read the Wikipedia page. It goes back to the Torah, its foundational book itself. Y'all keep being gaslit and manipulated by the misinformation by these wokes. They're lying to you because what it is at the end of the day, I'm just going to be very honest. They're Zionists. But because being a Zionist is so tainted, they're trying to find ways, along with everybody else, of separating themselves from the taintedness. So they think, well, there's a different. Go ahead, brother. I didn't say you. I didn't say you. Go ahead and say I didn't interrupt you one time. There's different types of Zionism. There's a whole different type, and what we're saying from Bibi Netanyahu isn't the Zionism that I believe in. I believe in another form of Zionism, which involves the coexistence of the Muslim and the Jew and the Christian and the atheist and the Jainist and the Taoist and the Confucius and the Buddhist. That's my form of Zionism, what they're doing in Israel. But here's the thing. It's Zionism nonetheless. But the signifier, the word, is so tainted, they have to back off of it. Y'all can gaslight these other people all you want. Just come out and say you are a Zionist and then deal with it. I'm going to give you an article about diasporic Zionism. What the fuck is that? Diasporic Zionism. Go back and read your link, JJ. All of them involve, and I'll be done after this, settlement and sovereignty in that area. I was making. God bless.
It's Tuesday, May.
Yeah, El Normo was here. El Normo, not to call you El Normo. Do the roots of Zionism go back to the Torah, El Normo?
Of course, we just had Passover. What was going on there?
I don't know, El Normo. I'm being gaslit here, El Normo.
It goes back to the expulsion by the Romans. Once that started, it was the recreation and bringing our people back.
Okay, that's fine. But the point was, y'all can have debate on that. But the point was, well, this thing that we have here began in the 19th century. Please. I'm not a Jew, but I did used to hang out at Baltimore Hebrew congregation a lot. Shout out. Well, I can't tell you why, but that's a different discussion. Maybe in a public room later. But one thing I know from my reading is that it's a lot older than people think. And when people try to disarticulate, well, there's different types of Zionism, and this Zionism, y'all can get gaslit all you want, but it's not true. God bless you all.
I mean, that's one of the things I was saying, is that this debate's been happening for thousands of years. There are newer and older versions of Zionism. Modern political Zionism, so-called because it is relatively new, occurred with the advent of modern political nation-statehood. So you can argue with yourself all you want.
I agree. I said there are different elaborate. Wait a second. Now you're actually gaslighting. I said there's a basic definition of Zionism, but its methods, elaborations, and ways of doing things may be distinct, but there is a basic definition, and it's grounded in my reading in the Torah. You disagreed and laughed and said it wasn't in the Torah. That's what you did.
I did not disagree that it was in the Torah. No, I didn't disagree that it was in the Torah. Sorry, I just didn't. Well, okay, I agree now. Yeah, I changed my mind magically in the last 30 seconds. Of course it's in the Torah. Come on, 2,000 years. What do you think that argument was based around? Like, come on, go.
Okay, so shall I screenshot where you said, go, where is it in the Torah in all caps and put the laughing emoji? Now you're gaslighting.
No. What I'm trying to say is which definition was, not that it wasn't in the Torah, which definition was in the Torah. It's the same request I made when I came on stage.
I'll go back
What
down.
is your single?
So
Go.
let me help.
It's the same request I made when I came on stage. What is your definition?
These woke online leftists
Oh my God! You can't even have
are so interested in separating themselves from the El Normals of the world that they're just lying.
Do you still
I
find a
won't go
Zionist
on
goat a
long.
secret Zionist somehow?
JJ, let me go on. I won't be very long at all. You said which version?
Norm, you know my one Clubhouse rule. I don't engage with you. I don't think it's ever.
That's your one rule? You did for a second. You don't have to engage. I'm just going to answer your question.
Yeah,
so there is... Jews predate this idea of religion. We don't see ourselves as just a religion. We're a community, we're a nation, we're a family, we're a tribe. And our constitution is the Torah. So it's not the idea of religion.
Wait, hold on, Norm. You said Jews predate the idea of religion.
That is right.
As if they weren't. So you don't believe there were religions prior to Judaism?
I'm not even addressing that. I'm defining Jews. I'm not talking about anybody else. I'm talking about us.
The idea of some religions.
No, the word itself. The word
not
religion. All. Not your religion, the word religion.
Well, obviously, we existed English before. Is not ancient language.
That's correct.
So
and the idea of religion is not an ancient idea. It was more nationality. It was community. It was tribe. It was family. That's where we come from. That's who we are. Before there was such a thing as race or Europe or white or black, we were a nation, a people, a community, and a tribe. So you can't really separate the Torah from the Jewish people, even if they're not observant Jews. They're still integrated with the Torah. Almost every Jew you've ever heard of celebrates this Passover Seder, the story of our liberation from the Egyptians. That's every Jew on the planet. They even have these like sort of communist Jews who celebrate Seders. You know, the gay Jews have Seder. There's a gay synagogue in New York, but we're all Jews. It's not strictly a religious thing. That's all I'm trying to say.
Gay synagogue?
I don't think
what?
Yes.
The ways to find you're using with the word
you guys
religion.
ain't following your book.
I'll take you there if you want. That's the point. That's the point I'm making.
What are you calling
it's
it?
Not
spirituality? Are you trying to say it's not?
No, it's an identity. I keep saying it over and over. It's an identity. It's a tribe. It's a community. It's a family.
Right.
It's a nation.
A supreme being that gave you land. So you have to explain to us.
I'm not. That's not the basis of the claim. The supreme being that gave us the land. The basis
why else
of
would you have any claim there? Why else would you even remotely belong there?
Say again.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, why else would that land matter to you if it was not sacred? And if it's sacred,
I didn't say it wasn't sacred.
Okay, so it is sacred to you, right? Correct? That land,
yes, because of our connection to. Of course, it is sacred.
Right? Why is that?
Why? Yeah. Why?
In case I'm mistaken.
Because of our history. And our community and our eternal longing to live there safely and securely,
right?
And to have self-determination.
But we all know Jews did not spring up out of the soil from that land. We know they're not indigenous to that land. But why is it sacred?
We know that we are indigenous to the land. Actually, I dispute that.
No, you're
and
not.
that was
acknowledged.
Yeah, the Canaanites.
I don't. Well, the Canaanites are gone. I don't dispute that they existed,
right.
but there's
so are the Native Americans. But we don't say that blacks in Europe, like America, belongs to blacks in Europe just because the Native Americans are practically
blacks in Europe.
Blacks and Europeans. We don't say that America belongs to us because the Native Americans got wiped out. That's not a true identity. So are you saying that's not the
basis of my claim? Is not that the Canaanites were wiped out. The basis of my claim is indigeneity.
Well, the Old Testament says
they were there before you.
Says Moses and
they don't exist anymore.
Right. The Old Testament says that Yahweh declared Moses to wipe out the indigenous inhabitants, the Canaanites, and then gave you all the Holy Land. That's what the Old Testament says. So
we don't have an Old Testament. We have a Torah, but it does say something like what you said.
The Deuteronomy, right? Torah. The book of Deuteronomy says that God ordained that land for you because of whatever reason, right? It doesn't matter. But all we know is you can't say that you're indigenous to the land if your so-called holy book doesn't even say that you're indigenous. So
how much?
Exactly.
You said, people don't spring up from land. So how much dwelling in the land makes you indigenous? And that's a fair question. I would say I would say 3,500. I would say 3,500 years qualifies as indigeneity.
Right. So you just made that's fine. Even though let's accept that answer, right? Let's just have this conversation.
Yes.
But that would be your opinion. Okay, you can't take that as an objective fact. You can't